My name's April Seiler. I live in Arizona, and I am currently working as a physician assistant in an otolaryngology practice.
Great. And thinking back to your life before you started coaching, what are a couple things that you could say about where you were, the problems that you were encountering, some of the goals that you had to work on over your coaching engagement?
Yeah, I think that what led me to coaching was I was finding that I was very maybe disenchanted and a little frustrated with what the position I was in, or really, I think just in general and what I was doing. I was working long hours and felt like my work-life balance was just not there. And I was struggling to keep up on notes, feeling that I always had something to do. Even when I would go home, I would be, working on notes at home then, and feeling even on the weekend when I try to carve out that time for family, oh, I should be working on notes. So I just felt like I was, just kind of swamped in maybe more the administrative aspect of it than anything. But
Yeah. And did you feel that that was having an effect on the people around you as well?
oh, very much so, because I would have to go home and literally spend an hour and a half at home, doing notes instead of spending time with my family. And I imagine I wasn't necessarily quite as present as I should have been, even when I wasn't doing notes, because I always had this kind of thing hanging over my head of, oh, I should be doing this, or I'm just going to get further behind. So.
Yeah. And how did you find out about us or find out about coaching for that matter?
Honestly, I got to the point where I was just frustrated. I thought there's got to be a better way to do this. I must be doing something wrong, or I need to be doing something better. And so I started actually looking into, okay, well, give me a CME or a class on charting, or give me something, or is there a better way to use my dictation, or just looking for some other alternatives. And I ran
Yeah.
across them. Mhm.
And before you get started, did you have any doubts or fears about how the coaching process would work?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I am not. Well, I am not one to say that I want to necessarily um, talk about me and coach. I think maybe in medicine in general, we feel like we've got this, we can do this, we should be able to do this. Yeah, I wasn't really sure I wanted to necessarily do the coaching. I just thought, just give me a class and I'll be fine. Um, but I had to do something, so I thought, well, what the heck? Let's try
Right.
something different.
A- And thinking back to some of those doubts and fears that you had before you started, was there anything in particular about our program that made you say yes to coaching with MD Can Help?
Um, no, I guess no. I'm not sure that it was anything. I kind of, like I said, I was to the point where I needed to do something, and I could put it off, and I could look around more, and I could, just try to figure it out, or I try something different. You can talk about it all you want, but unless you're trying to implement something different and actually take a step forward, then it, isn't going to change.
Right. So mostly just about taking the plunge, making that step
Right.
forward. Yeah.
Exactly.
And tell me a little bit about where you're at now.
Well, I would tell you that my volume and my hours that I work are probably no different. But I am completely up to date on charting. I don't necessarily always go home as early as I would like to, but I don't feel that kind of overwhelming, like, oh, feel like I'm digging out of a hole all the time. So, um, definitely, I think that the work-life balance is a bit better. I still work long hours, but um,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm, just trying to race to try to catch up or dig out of the issue.
Right. With that better work-life balance, do you feel like there's things that you can do now that you weren't able to do before?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I certainly am spending more time with my family. I think I'm more present when I'm there. I have really made a point to just on the weekends, I try not to do work at all. I just really, I think I've been more mindful about how I was approaching things, and um, knowing that the work's always going to be there, and I'm not going to be as effective if I'm not taking care of myself and my family, and kind of reordering my priorities.
Amazing. I'm so happy to hear that. And with the amount of time that you've been able to spend being more present with your family, have you noticed that have a positive impact on them as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think that obviously we enjoy each other, and it's nice to spend time together. And I think that, yeah, everybody's much more appreciative.
And what would you tell somebody who is watching this video right now and is unsure about taking that step? Maybe it's kind of at the same place that you were when you started, and not sure that now is the right time to take that plunge.
Um, well, I would say that, you can sit and think about it all you want, but until you take the next step forward, you can't expect anything to change. Um, you know, so it's worth just kind of jumping in and doing something, because it's not. I think your feelings start kind of compounding on each other, and the more you are overwhelmed, the more you feel overwhelmed, and it's not going to get better unless you do something different about it. And truly taking that step, just knowing that I was taking a step to try to do something better was helpful.